What if a single object could be worth more than an entire skyscraper? What if something buried for thousands of years is now guarded tighter than gold? These are not just relics from the past. They are priceless pieces of human history, some so valuable countries go to court to claim them, and yet most of us have never even heard of them. Why are these ancient artifacts so expensive? What secrets do they carry? And which one sits at the top as the most expensive relic of all time? Welcome to Top Bit. Today we're counting down the top 10 most expensive ancient artifacts ever discovered. From cursed diamonds to royal burial treasures, these objects have sold for millions or are considered literally priceless. Stick around because number 1 will blow your mind. Number 10, the Codex Lester. It looks like an old, worn-out notebook. Faded pages, strange sketches, and cryptic writing. But behind those faded lines lies the mind of a genius. A 72-page manuscript handwritten by Leonardo da Vinci himself. Yes, the Leonardo da Vinci, artist, inventor, scientist, and visionary. But this isn't just a notebook. It's a window into the secrets of the universe. Written in his signature mirror script, the Codex covers everything from astronomy to hydrodynamics. Da Vinci recorded his thoughts on the movement of water, the luminosity of the moon, even the age of fossils. Ideas that were centuries ahead of his time. How did it survive? The Codex passed through aristocratic hands in Italy, before eventually landing in the possession of the Earl of Leicester in the 18th century, hence the name. For years, it was locked away in private collections. Then in 1994, something incredible happened. Bill Gates bought it at auction for $30.8 million. At the time, it became the most expensive book ever sold. Why would a tech billionaire spend so much on a centuries-old manuscript? Because this isn't just history, it's innovation written in ink. Gates later digitized the Codex and released it to the public. Now anyone can explore Da Vinci's raw, unfiltered genius online. His sketches, calculations, and notes are etched into every page. It's like holding a fragment of the Renaissance in your hands. And that's why it's so priceless. But because it holds the pure, untouched thoughts of one of history's greatest minds, that dissected human anatomy in secret, that sought to decode the mechanics of the cosmos. The Codex Lester isn't just a relic. It's a conversation with a genius across time. Number 9, the Badminton Cabinet. This is the Badminton Cabinet, the most expensive piece of furniture ever sold. Created in Florence, Italy during the early 18th century, this masterpiece wasn't made overnight. It took more than 30 of the finest artisans over 6 years to complete. They used ebony wood as the base, a material so dense and dark it was often reserved only for nobility. It lies in the technique called pietra dura, a method where semi-precious stones are cut and inlaid into marble or stone with breathtaking precision. Every inch of the cabinet is a mosaic of amethyst, agate, lapis lazuli, and chalcedony, forming intricate floral patterns, landscapes, and mythological scenes. All framed in gilded bronze and polished to a gleam that catches every flicker of candlelight. Standing at over 12 feet tall, the Badminton Cabinet isn't just a piece of furniture, it's a monument. It was commissioned by Henry Somerset, the 3rd Duke of Beaufort, when he was only 19 years old. A man so wealthy and status-driven, he wanted the world to know his power not through weapons or palaces, but through art. He had it placed in Badminton House, the family's grand estate in Gloucestershire, England. And for centuries, it stood there like a silent guardian, watching over generations of aristocracy. In 2004, at a Christie's sale in London, jaws dropped. Bidders battled fiercely. And when the final gavel fell, the cabinet had sold for $36.7 million. That's more than a Ferrari fleet, more than a private jet, more than the GDP of some small countries. Why? Because the Badminton Cabinet isn't just about opulence. It represents a lost era, when European nobility used art to demonstrate dominance, taste, and eternal legacy. Its beauty, precision, and sheer scale defy belief. Even today, no modern machine could replicate its pietra dura detailing with such artistry. And that's what makes it priceless. It now belongs to Prince Hans Adam II of Liechtenstein and sits quietly in the Liechtenstein Museum in Vienna, towering, gleaming, mysterious, an object born of obsession. Number 8, the Genno Lionus. It stands just over 3 inches tall, but the moment you lay eyes on it, you feel something ancient staring back. This is the Genno Lionus, a mysterious limestone sculpture believed to be over 5,000 years old. It originates from Mesopotamia, the land often called the cradle of civilization, modern-day Iraq. And despite its small size, this relic has echoed through the halls of history with a roar. The figure shows a muscular creature, part woman, part lioness. Her powerful limbs and upright stance suggest dominance and divine authority. Many scholars believe it represents a protective deity, perhaps a goddess of war or fertility. Others argue it's more than symbolism. It may have been worshipped, feared, even used in rituals. What makes this piece truly remarkable isn't just its age or artistry, it's the fact that it has survived. Think about it. This artifact predates the pyramids of Egypt, the Code of Hammurabi, even Stonehenge. It was crafted during a time when writing itself was just being invented. Yet here it is, intact, expressive, and still shrouded in mystery. The statue remained in private collections for decades, most notably in the possession of New York art collector Alfred Norwick, who named it Gwynol, after the Welsh word for marten, a small, agile creature. Then came 2007. At a Sotheby's auction in New York, collectors and institutions knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. The final price? $57.2 million. That's nearly $19 million per inch. Because pieces from this era, from the dawn of civilization itself, almost never survive. They were either destroyed by time, buried by wars, or lost to shifting empires. And because this sculpture is unlike anything else, it blends the spiritual with the primal, the divine with the animalistic. Some believe it radiates protective energy, an echo of its ancient role in rituals or temples. Others see it as one of the earliest expressions of human imagination, how we saw the world, how we feared it, and how we tried to control it. Today, the Genno Lionus resides in a private collection, its exact location undisclosed. A lioness made of stone, yet alive in myth, mystery, and money. Number 7, the Qing Dynasty Vase. It all began in a quiet suburb of London. An elderly woman was clearing out the attic of her late sister's home in Pintering. Amidst the dust-covered boxes and forgotten trinkets, she found a vase. Not just any vase, one with intricate gold trim, swirling fish designs, and glazes that shimmered like moonlight. At first glance, it looked beautiful but ordinary. Little did she know she was holding a royal treasure from 18th century China. Experts later confirmed the unbelievable truth. The vase came from the Qing Dynasty, likely crafted in the Imperial kilns of Emperor Qianlong's court. And not just for any household, this was art made for the palace. Only the finest porcelain artists under strict Imperial commission could create such masterpieces. The colors, soft turquoise, coral red, and imperial yellow, were signature glazes reserved for royalty. The fish motif wasn't just decorative either. In Chinese culture, fish symbolize wealth and abundance. The woman brought it to a local auction house with no idea what it was worth. Then came the shock. Bidders from around the world flooded in. Collectors from China, Hong Kong, the US, and Europe engaged in a fierce bidding war. In the end, the final hammer fell at a staggering $83 million. The vase became a sensation overnight. It was dubbed the Pinner Vase, named after the quiet town where it had rested, forgotten, for decades. But why would someone pay so much for a single porcelain item? Because this wasn't just art, it was living history. It had survived revolutions, wars, and journeys across continents. Each crack, each brushstroke told a story. A whisper from a vanished empire. A secret carried through generations without anyone knowing. Its near-perfect condition only added to the mystery. How did such a delicate object, likely made around 1740, remain intact for nearly 300 years? Was it hidden during China's fall of the Qing Dynasty? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, this vase is more than porcelain. It's a ghost from the golden age of Chinese imperial power, a silent witness to emperors, artisans, and centuries of tradition. Number 6, the Cullinan Diamond Scepter. It's more than a jewel. It's a throne in gemstone form. The Cullinan, also known as the Great Star of Africa, is the largest clear-cut diamond ever discovered. Weighing 530.2 carats, it gleams like frozen lightning. This massive diamond was cut from the original Cullinan rough, over 3,100 carats of pure astonishment. It was unearthed in South Africa in 1905 and instantly rewrote the history of gemology. The rough diamond was so big, it was split into 9 major stones and 96 smaller pieces. But Cullinan remained the star among stars. In 1910, it was placed atop the sovereign's scepter with cross, crafted specifically for British royalty. The scepter itself is a masterpiece, over 3 feet of gold, enamel, and rare gems. But all eyes lock onto the brilliant stone that crowns it. When held during royal coronations, it doesn't just symbolize power, it radiates it. To many, the Cullinan is a divine gift, linking monarchy to the heavens. It has been wielded by kings, queens, and empires, carrying with it the weight of centuries. Though technically priceless, its estimated market value exceeds $400 million. And yet no collector could ever hope to own it. It remains locked within the Tower of London, behind reinforced glass and layers of security. Not just a royal artifact, but a symbol of empire, heritage, and absolute power. The Cullinan Eye isn't just the world's biggest diamond. It's the crown jewel of crown jewels. Number 5, the Florentine Diamond. The Florentine Diamond once dazzled on royal crowns, pendants, and armor. Weighing an astonishing 137.27 carats, this light yellow gem was among the largest and rarest diamonds of the Renaissance era. Its origins are mysterious. Some believe it was cut in India and brought to Europe in the 15th century. But what truly set it apart wasn't just its size. It was its history of betrayal, theft, and disappearance. The diamond passed through the hands of the Medici family, Austrian royalty, and even Napoleon himself. Each transfer was marked by power struggles and political intrigue. After World War I, it was taken by the last emperor of Austria into exile. Then it disappeared, vanished from the pages of history. Some say it was stolen in South America. Others believe it was recut into smaller stones to hide its identity. If rediscovered in its original form, experts say it could easily fetch over $400 million at auction. And that's just the price tag. Its real value lies in its story. A tale of empires rising and falling, of human greed and royal glamour. Today, the Florentine Diamond is more legend than jewel. A lost treasure that still haunts the world of gemology. And if it ever returns, it might just become the most famous diamond on Earth. Number 4, the Dead Sea Scrolls, priceless. Imagine finding a time machine, written on parchment. The Dead Sea Scrolls are exactly that. Unearthed in the 1940s by a Bedouin shepherd in caves near Qumran, these ancient manuscripts are more than 2,000 years old. They contain some of the oldest surviving texts of the Hebrew Bible, along with long-lost psalms, hidden prophecies, and ancient religious laws. And yet, they weren't discovered by scholars or treasure hunters, but by accident. Over 900 scrolls were eventually found across 11 caves, written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, preserved in clay jars in the dry desert air. The contents? Revelations about Jewish life before the rise of Christianity. Proof that sacred texts evolved over time. And fragments that don't appear in any Bible today. Some scholars believe the scrolls were hidden away during times of Roman persecution. Others say they belonged to a secretive sect called the Essenes, who believed the end of the world was near. Either way, these scrolls changed everything. They shook the foundations of biblical scholarship. They challenged long-held beliefs, and they opened up fierce debate between archaeologists, theologians, and governments. No one country or person owns the full collection. Parts are held by Israel, Jordan, and private institutions, each guarding their pieces like sacred treasure. If ever sold, experts estimate their collective worth could reach into the billions of dollars. But they likely never will. Because this isn't just history on paper, it's faith. It's humanity's ancient search for meaning, inked across fragile parchment, sealed in the silence of desert caves, and echoing through time. Number 3, the Imperial Fabergé eggs. At first glance, they look like ornate Easter trinkets. But look closer, and you'll find secrets of a fallen empire sealed in gold. Created between 1885 and 1917 for the Russian czars, these eggs were more than gifts. They were coded messages of power, love, and looming doom. Each egg hides a mystery. A golden chariot inside one, a clock that ticks with eerie precision in another, Some even hold tiny mechanical animals that still move. Only 50 Imperial Fabergé eggs were ever made. And after the Russian Revolution, many vanished without a trace. Some resurfaced in dusty vaults, others in the hands of billionaires. A few remain forever lost, possibly destroyed or hidden. Today, museums guard them like holy relics. Each one is valued in the tens of millions. And experts believe the complete set, if reunited, could be worth over $500 million. But their true value lies in the mystery, in the unanswered questions, and in the whispers of a royal family trapped forever in jeweled silence. Number 2, the Mona Lisa. Yes, it's a painting. But it's also the most iconic artifact in human history, over 500 years old, created by the one and only Leonardo da Vinci. In the early 1500s, he painted her using techniques still studied today. Her smile? It's been called mysterious, seductive, and even unsettling. Some say it changes depending on where you look. Others believe it hides a secret, perhaps even Da Vinci's own code. For centuries, the Mona Lisa has captivated the world. She has survived wars, revolutions, and even theft. Yes, she was stolen in 1911 and vanished for 2 years. When she was found, she became a global obsession. No other portrait has been analyzed, copied, or debated more. Her eyes seem to follow you. Her expression feels alive. It's not just paint on canvas, it's a living enigma, frozen in time. Today, the Mona Lisa rests behind bulletproof glass at the Louvre Museum. Millions travel across the globe just to see her face. Security is tighter than at most national treasures. France considers her absolutely non-transferable. But if she were ever auctioned, it would be the event of the century. Billionaires would bid like there's no tomorrow. Art collectors would stop at nothing. Some estimate the final price would cross $1 billion. Others say she's truly priceless. Because you're not just buying a painting, you're buying immortality, a symbol of genius, of everything art can be. Number 1, Tutenkhamun's golden mask, priceless. It's not just a mask, it's a portal to the ancient world. A face frozen in gold, staring back through 3,000 years of silence. This is the golden mask of Tutenkhamun, perhaps the most iconic artifact ever discovered. Uncovered in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter, inside the nearly intact tomb of the boy king, the mask was found resting upon the pharaoh's mummified remains, hidden beneath layers of burial chambers and curses. It weighs over 22 pounds of solid gold, adorned with lapis lazuli, turquoise, carnelian, and obsidian. 2 royal emblems sit proudly on the forehead, the vulture and the cobra, symbolizing the gods of Upper and Lower Egypt. His eyes? Carved with quartz and obsidian, giving them an almost lifelike stare, as if the king still watches over his resting place. But the true power of the mask lies not just in its materials. It was designed as a divine vessel to transform the deceased Tutenkhamun into Osiris, the god of the afterlife. Every line, every curve, every stone was meant to guide the young pharaoh's soul to eternity. The inscriptions? Spells from the Book of the Dead, whispering ancient protection through the ages. And yet, despite its age and fragility, the mask is astonishingly well preserved, as if the gods themselves refused to let it decay. No price tag can truly be placed on it, because Egypt has declared it a national treasure, non-exportable, non-transferable, and absolutely not for sale. To attempt to buy it would be considered cultural theft. Today, the mask is housed in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, behind bulletproof glass, under heavy security, and under the weight of 1,000 legends. Some say it carries a curse. After its discovery, a string of strange deaths befell those who entered the tomb. Others claim it radiates a strange energy, one that makes the hairs on your neck rise when you look into its eyes. It's more than an artifact. It's a reminder of a forgotten world ruled by gods, death, and gold. A world where kings became immortals and death was only the beginning. 10 ancient artifacts so valuable, they're locked away, insured for millions, or literally forbidden to sell. They're more than old objects. They are whispers from the past, filled with power, beauty, and mystery. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Top Bit, and turn on notifications. We've got more mind-blowing top 10s coming every week. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and never stop exploring the world's biggest secrets.